What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. We've got another wrestling video for you. So today, we're going to be talking about Wrestlemania. It is Wrestlemania season, and with that, we have a total of two official championship matches, and nothing else. Pretty weird road to WrestleMania so far. Now, I do think after Elimination Chamber, we're going to have a lot more to talk about. But right now, there's still just a lot of speculation. So instead of speculating, because I already did that, if you haven't seen that video, watch me try to book WrestleMania this year. I've already got a couple of things wrong, specifically Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens presumably not happening at WrestleMania. Whoops on that. But instead of speculating, we're going to talk about the two matches that are happening. And you saw the title of this video, who has more to lose? Because in my opinion, both of these matches are huge, and I think every superstar in these two matches have something to lose and something to gain. So we're just gonna go from top to bottom on who has the least to lose, and then we're gonna end with who has the most to lose. You get it. Now I'm already starting off with a bit of a curveball for myself, because I had somebody down as the one who had the least to lose as our number one topic for right now. But then I thought about it and I decided to change it right before I hit record. And so that person I had as Charlotte Flair, but it is going to be Tiffany Stratton. I believe has the least to worry about in this match. And here's why. Now I know what you're thinking. She's young, she's upcoming, she's the champion making a defense at WrestleMania for the first time in her career. It is absolutely a monumental title defense, and by no means am I saying that she should lose, because I absolutely believe she should win. However, when it comes down to it, she's fighting Charlotte Flair, and if she loses the title at WrestleMania to Charlotte Flair, she's lost to who WWE considered to be one of the greatest women's wrestlers in the history of the company. So I don't think it would damage her too much. Now, would she lose some momentum? I think she would for a second, but Tiffy time is so over. She would bounce back pretty quickly. I do believe that. On top of that, if she loses, nobody's going to blame Tiffany Stratton. They're going to turn their attention right to Charlotte Flair and be like, why did you Hogan this up for us? So if she wins, she'll gain a tremendous amount. But if she loses, I don't believe she loses much. A little bit of momentum. But she's going to be just fine, because she is going against somebody who has a vast amount of experience. Now, I think she should get the win, because when it comes to Tiffany specifically, it's not about what she loses, but about what she gains. What she could gain from beating the Queen at WrestleMania would be huge, solidifying her as a megastar, right? Solidifying her even more as legit, not just some up-and-comer, not just some newbie with the title, right? But a legit competitor, which she already has credit for, but it's just even further, right? So I put her at the top because she could absolutely gain a lot, but I don't think she loses a lot. So that's the title of the video. I had her a little bit lower, but thinking about it, decided to change it. So there you go. That brings me to Charlotte Flair, who I do believe is right underneath that ladder, and has a little bit more to lose than Tiffany Stratton, and here's why. So I kind of talked about it a little bit already. Like, when it comes down to it, if Charlotte Flair loses, honestly, look, she's the queen. She's already established. She's not going to lose any credibility. This is the biggest critique, by the way, for her winning the Royal Rumble, which is that she doesn't need any more credibility to her name. She's already established. She could have just reappeared and then, like John Cena, declared a spot at WrestleMania. And I think people would have actually preferred that, given the reaction so far to Charlotte winning the Rumble. So it's a little interesting. So I think if she wins, she actually loses a lot more than if she loses the match. So that's why I have her right here, because if she ends up winning against Tiffany Stratton, it's going to be like I said earlier, like everybody's going to look at her and be like, oh, okay, so you're the new Hulk Hogan of the generation. Got it. If people already start to believe that right now, especially with her winning, like I said, the Royal Rumble, that's just going to keep on stacking up. So she for her own sake, I think she needs to lose this match, because the backlash would not be good. Would it subside? Yeah, absolutely. Would it like ruin her? No, but no way would it ruin her. It would be like a bump in the road. maybe dinging her credit, like her willingness to put over younger stars might be a ding. But we've had those wrestlers, like, okay, Hulk Hogan's the obvious one, but we've had other wrestlers who have had that moniker. John Cena even being one of them, who has been said to not let younger stars get their time to shine. Triple H, another one, actually. So at the end of the day, it doesn't truly damage their legacy. Like, not to a great extent. For a little while it will, and then like every once in a while when people are talking about them, they're like, oh yeah, they're great, but they never let the young talent get over, right? But at the end of the day, she's Charlotte Flair. She's got the Flair name. She'll be fine. So that's why I had her up, but then I thought about it, and it's like, okay, she does have, like, she'll get a little dinged if she wins, but yeah. And then let's talk about match quality, too, because I forgot to mention that for Tiffany Stratton, because I honestly just assumed that these two are going to have an amazing match. That's not really a question in my mind, but that also matters. Like, who has more to lose if they have a bad match? I don't really see them having a bad match, but anything's possible, right? But even if they have a bad match, I don't think it would necessarily ding either one of them either, because they're both already established as phenomenal workers. And I just truly don't see them having this horrible match. I think they're going to have a phenomenal match. I'm very excited for the match. And if Tiffany wins, I think it could be a legendary match. So that brings me to the number 2 spot. So again, I did not really plan it this way, but it turns out we do have both the women's at the top, and the men, I think, in general, have a little bit more at stake here. There's many reasons for that, and one of them being that right now they have the most heat on them, just in general. Gunther and Jey Uso for having the match. A lot of people are not hopeful. A lot of people are already shaking their heads. Like, so there's already a lot of heat going on for them. It just because it was announced, so they haven't even been given a fair run yet, because we already have seen this. So the criticism is fair. By the way, the criticism is fair. It's all there to see. So, but between them, honestly, I think who has the least to lose but still has a lot, that'd be Gunther. Okay, so let's talk about that. So look, I know I have him pretty low, and that is honestly like just because of all of the hate already going on with this feud. Like, nobody wants to see this continue on. And so that's really problematic for these two, who are trying to maybe even main event night 1. Like, right now, that would be crazy. I think they should. I think we should give them a chance to do that. But I understand if they don't, because there's just not enough there quite yet. So that's already a thing working against them, where they have to not only have a phenomenal match, which they haven't really had a phenomenal match yet. So that's already a little bit to lose for Gunther, because he is known for his wrestling matches. But they also have to have an amazing build. So there's a lot going on here, to where it's not just a straight story. Like with Tiffany and Charlotte, it's a pretty straightforward story. Like, you have the dominant veteran who is trying to regain her title after being gone for many years. And then you have the young up-and-comer who is the champion, who has the least experience but is the fan favorite and all this stuff, right? It just makes sense. And they've never encountered like this, right? So it's good. It's good, right? It writes itself. We do not have the privilege with that here. So because of that, and because of Gunther's reputation, yeah, I mean, look at his title reign. Like, people have already said, and I'm one of those two that agrees, that his Intercontinental Championship reign, phenomenal, amazing, world class. But as far as his World Championship reign, not that much to write home about. So he has a chance to really rectify that with a phenomenal match and story build-up. They have a lot of time to do that, and I'm very hopeful. I think they will do that. I'm on the side of they will do that. But there's just a lot more pressure with that. So, and it's not even, truly, when it comes to this, it's not about win or lose for him as much as it is for delivering that match and delivering that story and proving that he can carry a world title. Well, I say that like I'm doubting it. Like, I know he can carry a world title. He's going through. I love him. But I guess proving it to the wider audience that we should care about him as a top level heel, right? Which he's doing great. Like, if you saw the promo of him on last Monday, woo, that thing was great stuff. So, right direction. Still have a long ways to go. And as far as winning, if Gunther wins, I think that'll be fine. And if he loses the title, I don't think that'll affect him either. Like, it really is just for him about having that payoff. Having that payoff is going to be what solidifies his title reign as either really great or a little bit above average or really bad, honestly, right? So this is going to be huge for him. So I have him right here. And that brings me to number 1 on this list, and this should not really be a surprise. Jey Uso, in my opinion, let's just say it, has the most to lose when it comes to these matches right here. He just does. So he is the Royal Rumble winner, which is great. But if we're being honest, one of the reasons that it's not believable that they could headline a night 1 is not because of Gunther, because again, he had that IC title run. He's known as a great worker. He's known as having amazing matches. But Jey Uso is seen as the weaker link, and I'm a Jey Uso fan. Yeet. You know what I mean? But I get it. Like, if you look at the stats, like, he's lost 6 title matches in a row. Like, he's a guy that is painted as like the guy that cannot get the big one done. And that's great for an underdog, but at a certain point, you start to lose steam with that if you go too long without actually winning a title. This is a very, very tricky situation because on the one hand, the first thing he has to do, in my opinion, is he needs to win. He needs to prove that he can win the title. Otherwise, he cannot go for this title for a very long time or any time. Yes, and the tough thing with that is then what is he going to do? Is he going to go back to trying to get a mid-card title? Because that's a huge demotion after trying to get the big one at WrestleMania and after winning the Royal Rumble to earn a spot there, right? So I think he absolutely needs to win. And if he loses, that would be his 7th title loss in a row. And that's a lot, man. That's crazy. Like, we can't keep maybe getting there. Like, we can only ride that train for so long. It has to be delivered to us at some point. Would the fans lose interest? I don't think so right away. I think that the Yeets are just so over right now. I think Jey Uso is so over. It wouldn't lose traction right away, but it would be a slow decline, in my opinion, to where he would kind of just fade into nothing and not really be seen as a threat. He would just kind of be the hype man, right? And so I know he could be more than that. I know that I'm sure he wants to be more than that. And I think WWE should give him a shot to do that. So that's first. Okay, so if he doesn't win, that's a huge loss. But on top of that, more than Gunther, like, Jey Uso needs to make sure that they have a phenomenal, spectacular match. Now, I'm not talking about they need 5 stars, but I mean at least 4, right? They need to have like a better than good match. They need to have a great WrestleMania match, because he's also known as the super kick man, right? That's all he does, is he just hits super kick a million times and then gets the win. So it's one of those things that even if he does win the title, there's a great chance that people will still not be convinced if he's not able to deliver a great match. And on top of that, not deliver a great road to the match. So there's a lot of pressure if I'm Jey Uso right now. And yeah, so like, it really is up to him, I truly believe, to deliver that match, to get the big moment, and to really solidify him as a man who is in the main event. Like, it's not just a nickname. He is supposed to be in the main event. And I am hoping with all of my heart and soul that he can get it done, because I really, really like Jey Uso. All right? I like all of the people in these matches. I'm not the biggest Charlotte Flair fan, but I can respect her, absolutely. And like and so I'm trying so hard to defend Jey Uso, but honestly, it would be really, really tough to do that if he can't not only win, but deliver a match that's amazing. And honestly, even if he delivers a phenomenal match and loses, I think that would also surpass like expectations and be really good for him in the long run. So that's going to be the biggest thing for him, getting interest and delivering an amazing match with more than just one move. I'm one of those people that's like, I think he obviously has shown that he does more than that. But he really needs to show out. It's WrestleMania. It should be the main event, in my opinion, because I think it's the world title. It should be, in my opinion. But we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, that's what I think. And there you go. Just like that, just a little quick video on who I think has the most to lose. And there we go. You have my thoughts on it now. Did you need them? No. But you got them now. So let's make it fair by you commenting and telling me your thoughts in the comments, leaving a like if you enjoyed the video, subscribing for more, and give suggestions on what I should talk about next, right? We got a road to WrestleMania that's unpredictable. Should I try some fantasy booking? Should I stay away from that? I don't know. You let me know. But anyway, see you on the next one.